going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Day one of turning $1,000 into $25,000 between right now and the end of 2024. Now, I know you're looking at the calendar. Maybe you're pulling out your phone right now. You're double checking the dates. You're like, it's the middle of December. How are you going to possibly take $1,000 and multiply it by 25 and turn it into $25,000 with what we have left of this year? And all I have to say is do not doubt Dan's rants. Don't do it. It is a losing battle. I got you guys. I'm so confident that we are going to complete this challenge that I already have the day two, the second wager ready to go for day number one. We're going to use a combination of college football and NFL going down on Saturday. Day number two, wager number two will be a combination of what we have left for the entire NFL Week 16, Sunday and Monday. We'll take care of that in the next video when we get there. Before I hop on here and change the screen for you guys and build this exact ticket for you in front of your very eyes like a magic trick, just do a couple things for me. Double check, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Drop a like on today's video. It's a small appreciation, a small token of appreciation. It's free. It takes a millisecond. It's just a button. You tap it. I provide content for you guys like this for free. So just go ahead and hit that like button. Would appreciate it. You guys have been doing awesome with that lately. And it inspires me to do more of these type of videos for you. So I hope you guys appreciate that. And before you exit out of today's video, please leave me a comment. Which of the legs on today's ticket do you think is the most risky part of this wager? I'm dying to know what you think possibly could ruin this ticket. I think it's hitting for certain. Let's get into it, guys. Let me adjust the screen. Let me actually go ahead and switch this over to FanDuel. That should be good. There we go. On FanDuel, we're going to start right here with Penn State money line, guys. Let me flip back over to Pickett Sports. Let me scroll down here. Let's take a look at where the money's at in this game. Now, there's a 9 popping up. We've seen the spread rise. Look. The betting splits for a spread bet, not necessarily a money line wager, but for the spread, there definitely is some undeniable sharp action on SMU. The books don't care, man. This is rising. Penn State is rising here. We have cold weather, ice cold. I could bring up a tab right now, a weather tab, show you the updated forecast. We're talking cold, windy. This is just something that Penn State can prepare for all week long. This is something SMU can't prepare for. This is going to be a physical game. A nice physical football game. Everything about this game significantly is an advantage to Penn State, in my opinion. I think the running game will do well. I think the defense will do good. I think the defense will increase in its effectiveness as the game goes on. Look, SMU at times has looked explosive. Let me bring up their schedule. Let me bring it up on my phone real quick. SMU football. Let's run down what they have done this year. And by the way, they couldn't even get by a bad Clemson team. Lost to Clemson 34-31. We all know that was barely even a competitive game. It was kind of a borderline choke job by Clemson, but for most of the game, it was domination. They got by a terrible Cal team, 38-6, whatever. You beat Virginia at the lowest point of their season, 33-7. So those look pretty good. You got by Boston College when they had quarterback issues, significant quarterback issues by 10. But that game was a borderline upset for most of the game. It was looking very, very sketchy. They played Pitt. They dominated Pitt. But Pitt, we all know what happened. They fell off a cliff. They won some games early with smoke and mirrors, big comebacks against Cincinnati, West Virginia. Pitt's a terrible football team. No stock into that. They got by Duke by a point. Bunch of turnovers in that game. They got by a bad Stanford team. Barely got by Louisville on the road. I'd say that's their best win of the entire season. Florida State, obviously we know how they did this year. Beat TCU. TCU was on the road. That was a long trip for them. And then they lost. They could only get 15 points on the board versus a BYU team. That's pathetic. That is a pathetic strength of schedule. Now, Penn State, we all have this big mental note, right, of this Penn State team. They can't win the big games. James Franklin, they can't win the big games. This is not a big game, okay? Penn State wins games like this. They always win games like this. It's Oregon, it's Ohio State, it's Michigan on a good year, it's Wisconsin on a good year. It's another team in a huge bowl game. Those are the games that Penn State loses. at home in cold weather versus a team that has a very soft strength of schedule who couldn't even get by a pretty bad Clemson team, to be honest. Does Penn State cover 8.5? I kind of think so. We're going to go money line here. That is our first leg. Let me scroll down here, and we're going to scroll down barely, and we're going to go with another money line, Texas. Now, right off the bat, it's like, okay, well, last week we were doing these alt spreads and getting sharp and taking these, specific wagers. Now we just go Penn State money line, Texas money line. What do we just throw Ohio State money line in and call it a day for Saturday? No, these are the two money lines I'm going with out of college football. Look, Clemson should not be here. Clemson's a bad football team. They got destroyed by Louisville. Let's bring up Clemson, man. You guys want to hear what Clemson has done? Here's a refresher. Let's go over Clemson. Let's see what Clemson has done. It's bad. It's really bad. Got by an SMU team, whatever, is a perfect storm. Played a South Carolina team at home, could only get 14 points on the board. Couldn't even get a win over South Carolina. 14. South Carolina's defense is good. It ain't Texas good. And that was a home game. This is at Texas. Texas off a loss. If they could only get 14 on the board at home versus South Carolina, are they even going to score more than 10 against Texas? Probably not. Got by the Citadel, cakewalk. Pitt at their worst, only won by 4. Pathetic. Virginia Tech, absolute dumpster fire this year, won by 10 on the road. Got killed, murdered at home by Louisville. Got by a Virginia team, didn't cover. Wake Forest was bad. Florida State was bad. Stanford was trash in the beginning of the season. NC State, and they got waxed by Georgia. Let's just be honest. Texas would have beaten Georgia if that quarterback weird spark, that energy that happened when they brought in that new kid. Look, Texas was dominating Georgia for a while in that round 2 matchup with those two teams. Texas is at home. They're off a loss. They're frustrated. They have a significant edge in defense, home crowd. Clemson's going to struggle to score. So not only are we going with Texas money line, by the way, let me flip over to Pickett here. I want to show you guys something that's pretty interesting. Let me go over to college football. Let me scroll down. Clemson, Texas. Look at this, guys. Even I'm not even gonna look at the money line. Look at the spread. A little over half the tickets are on Clemson. Clemson is arguably a public underdog, a slight public underdog, but a public underdog. 53% of tickets are on Clemson, only 46% of the money. The books don't care if this is a blowout or an upset. They put the spread at 10 and 11.5, 12s. There's 12s out there. Look, they're just balancing action. That was a perfect number for them to make the Longhorns the favorite because they know they're going to get Clemson action, making this a double-digit spread. Clemson feeling good, underdog, Dabo Swinney, brand name, coming off a win over SMU, coming in with house money, playing with no pressure. I've heard it all. I've analyzed it all in my head. I've gone over everything. Okay, I'm trying to make today's video not 3 hours long, going over each wager that I'm making today. And the full analysis. I do all that behind the scenes for you guys. Texas is winning this game easily. I just don't understand the argument for Clemson. They should not be here. They are not a good team. That Texas defense is going to come alive. And I'm not worried about Ewers. I'm not worried about this Texas offense. They're not a Georgia, okay? And in a lot of these games this year where the offenses look subpar, it's because the game was in the bag. They didn't have to get greedy. They switched to the run game, just kind of grind out the clock. They didn't have to have fireworks. I think they can score just fine. I watched Louisville score all over Clemson at Clemson. And also in a game like this, it's just not going to take many points from Texas to get the win. If they want to, Texas can win this game 20-17. They don't have to score 30 to win this game. So Texas money line, absolute no-brainer. And like I said, we're not done with this game. Let me go back down. We're going to go down here to a Clemson alternative total. We're going to show more, and we're going to go way down because we want to go to under. And we're going to go to under 30.5 points. Currently, the team total for Clemson is set at 19.5. Do they get to 20? Are they going to score 14-17? Probably. It should be right around there. Maybe if they get one touchdown in junk time, if it is a blowout, maybe they get a few more points. Maybe they score 23 or 24. Nobody is scoring 30 on Texas. there's only like a couple teams that have gotten past 17 against Texas. Texas A&M at home only got 7 points on the board. I don't trust Klubnik in this spot. I don't trust Clemson. I think the Texas defense is really going to be out for blood after that Georgia loss. So team total under 30.5 points for Clemson. I'd be surprised if they get to 20 or 23. It'll probably be somewhere in the high teens for a Clemson team total. We're going under 30.5 points for Clemson in that one. Let me adjust this, pull up NFL. Let me come back over here, guys, before we get into the NFL side of things. Friendly reminder, man, the last 2 weeks of NFL, I've been a god. Look, behind me on the whiteboard, guys, make sure you swing by the video I posted on Tuesday. My full NFL Week 16 predictions, the updated whiteboard winning free pick in that video. You see there, 21 wins, only 8 losses. I'm hitting my free picks here on this channel, season to date in football, at 72.5%. The last 2 weeks of NFL, I'm on an absolute tear. I've cashed my max plays each week. We're up over 17 units of profit over the last 2 weeks betting NFL. And this week, I have my biggest wager of the year. I have found the spot. I know this ladder challenge thing's fun. I know this $1,000 to $25,000 thing is fun. I have a wager that I'm so confident in. I'm making it my biggest play of the year. You guys can get that play, my college hoops. You see my college hoops last week, 5-2, gained a few units in college basketball. Hopefully we can have another good week after this week comes to a close. Guys, you see all the numbers. Get on the text list, man. The link to my website is right in the description of this video. It's the holiday season. Give a gift to yourself. I don't charge the industry average. You can get a full week of these picks for only $29. You can lock in a full month, which most people charge $400 or $500 for $89. That's like a $20 bill per week. It almost doesn't even affect you. You see the numbers. Get on the text list. I hit you every time that I submit a wager myself. You're going to get the text right to your phone, the plays, the odds, and how many units to put on each one. Just on the last 2 weeks alone on NFL betting, you'd be up over $1,700 with my NFL picks over the last 2 weeks. And this week, the biggest bet yet. Again, link in the description. Absolute no-brainer. Let's get back to this, guys. Let's pull up NFL, finish out this ticket. We're going to come down here. We're going to click on this Texans game. That's right. We're going to use an alt spread and an alt total in this one. We're going alt spread. By the way, I'm not even going to waste your time to pull up injury reports and all that nonsense. Patrick Mahomes is just about fine. He's going to play in this game. He's been a full participant in practice back-to-back days. He's good to go. Let me hold on. I just lost this for a second. So we're going to go Chiefs here. We're going to scroll down. We're going to take the Chiefs at plus 10.5. Plus 10.5 at home. It's a lock. Now, look, is it impossible that the Chiefs are going to lose this game? No, it's not impossible. This could be an upset. It's at least possible. I mean, the Texans defense has been playing a little bit better, but Hollywood Brown should be back for the Chiefs this week. They're only going to get better. This is the time of the year where they turn it up. The energy is going to start to pour into this Chiefs roster and coaching staff more than you've seen before. We've seen it multiple years on repeat. They kind of just get through the regular season, just kind of dragging their feet, winning with smoke and mirrors, and then they turn it up in mid to late December. They're going to turn it up. This is a big game. They want to solidify their seeding and home field advantage. I think they win this game. The line movement has been strong. I'll bring it up here on Pickett. The line movement for this game is very, very strong. It is blown right through a field goal. The spread is 3.5 all over the place. Let me bring up this Chiefs game. Scroll down just a little bit by Sportsbook. Look at this. Look at this movement. We're talking almost a pick'em, a borderline pick'em, and now we're seeing plus 150 and stuff on the Texans. I mean, insane. Go to Kansas City's line movement here. Look what it was at. Look what it was at. Early in the week, it was plus money. When the injury report, when the status of Mahomes was uncertain. And I like Carson Wentz. I'm not even worried if he ends up playing. Look now, man. Minus 175. I mean, this is some steep line movement. We've seen the spread move as well. Absolute no-brainer. I think the Chiefs win, man. I'm not worried about the Chiefs losing this game. But like I said, we got plus 10.5. Even if some crazy injuries happen, a crazy fumble, a kick return, like the worst things that could possibly happen. Chiefs at home, I don't care who's at quarterback. They're covering 10.5. They're covering 10.5. Now let's go to the point total for this one. And we're going to go down even more. We're going to go with an alternative under in this game, and we're going to go way down. And we're going to use 57.5. Ooh, it changed quite a bit. It's 1,400 now. Interesting. So just between me making the ticket pre-recording and doing it now, this was actually minus 1,000. But I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it the exact same. So the odds might be a little different. But yeah, we're going with all under 57.5. The under and over right now is at 42.5. It's juiced to the under. I'm really not even sure it gets over 42.5. In fact, if I was going to play, actually it's at 41.5. It clicked down a little bit. I was looking at that Broncos Chargers under, which I considered as well. By the way, I considered throwing in an alternative under on Thursday Night Football tonight to add to the ticket. But I was like, you know what? These standalone primetime games are spooky. Watch tonight be the game that should be an easy under, just be like 30-27 or 31-27 or something like that. I just don't, a bunch of overtime points. I don't even want to mess with it. 41.5. It's down even more. I think it probably goes under that. I mean, I think more than likely this game goes under 40. I think this is a low scoring game for sure. I'm just not impressed with the Texans right now. They're all on the road. I think the Chiefs defense will do well in this one. I think the Chiefs will possess the ball. And at the same time, the Texans defense has actually kind of been their strong suit lately, really shut down the Dolphins last week. So yeah, alternative under, alternative spread on the Chiefs. And then we got one more leg, guys. We got one more go. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, alt spread. Let me scroll down. We're going to take the Ravens here. We're going to take the Ravens at plus 4.5. Plus 4.5 for the Ravens. I have full confidence that the Ravens are going to win this game. I really think the Ravens are going to win, guys. I really think the Ravens are going to win. They're at home. Steelers already won the first matchup. It was arguably the worst offensive performance of the Ravens this year. Lamar's coming off a 5-touchdown game. Yeah, it was against the Giants, but they're coming off a bye week. So it was nice just to get the rust off and have good vibes coming into this game. The exact makeup and identity of the Steelers team right now plays into the Ravens defense perfectly. Now, the Ravens defense is bad, and it's probably going to be the difference of them being a real contender in the playoffs or not. But unfortunately, this isn't a high-flying passing attack that can expose the passing defense of the Ravens. The rush defense and the pressure on a quarterback is great. I mean, the Ravens are strong there. I don't know why people forget that. The Ravens are excellent. Line of scrimmage, even at the linebacker position, they're pretty good. They're great against the run. Look, even if Pickens plays, he's not 100%. Even if he plays and he was 100%, I still don't like the passing attack of the Steelers. I mean, most of these games were against garbage opponents, and Russell Wilson was just throwing moonballs, and somehow, some way, Pickens came down with it. I don't see that happening here. I think the safeties for Baltimore are strong. I think the Ravens defense is going to play right into this current identity of the Steelers. It's so hard to beat a team twice, and we took 4.5. So I see a lot of people all over the internet, probably going to be in this comment section as well. As I told you guys, I want to know what leg you think is going to ruin this ticket. But look, I see everybody saying, oh, Steelers, Ravens, it always comes down to a field goal. It's always a low-scoring, close game. I've seen it a million times. Okay, fine. We have plus 4.5. Even if just some ungodly mistake by Lamar Jackson happens, maybe the Ravens are up 3 and the Steelers score a touchdown at the last second. Okay, so they win by 4. We're good. I mean, Ravens at home, they're going to get this win, man. They're going to get this win. I think they can even cover 6.5, just like last week. The Steelers are yet again a massive, a almost world record public underdog. People just see the history of this Steelers team. You see yourself getting 6.5 points, and the whole world's flocking to the Steelers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens won this by double digits. I really feel that way. So I think the Ravens get the job done. And even if some things float, the other way, we get some interceptions or a strip sack or a screw up by Lamar Jackson, because those are definitely possible. Maybe a couple moon balls from Russell Wilson, just somehow find their landing zone with the receiver wearing black and gold. Look, this is still at the worst case scenario. Steelers escaping with a win by the skin of their teeth. The plus 4.5 will save us from anything. So we're sitting at plus 133. I'll go ahead and put the bet slip that I locked in pre-recording this video. Put it on the screen for you guys. I got plus 135. Good thing it is still really, really close. I was worried about that alternative under in the Chiefs game, making the odds drastically different, but it's just about the same. So that's it. I'll give you guys one more rundown here at the end just to run through these. We're looking at Texas money line, Penn State money line, a Clemson alternative team total under 30.5 points. We got the Chiefs plus 10.5. We got under 57.5 in that game. And then we got the Ravens, who are probably going to win. You could probably get greedy and just go money line with the Ravens for a higher payout. But we're going to take 4.5 points in our back pocket. I think there's a chance that could save us if the Ravens come up short of getting a victory. The first game in Pittsburgh was only a 2-point margin. And that was, like I said, one of the worst games of the year. So there we go. Day one. I mean, you guys have got to let me know in the comments, out of those picks, what could possibly go wrong? What do you think could possibly ruin this wager? The second wager, the wager I have for Sunday and Monday combined, I actually am more confident. I like it even more than this one. Obviously, plus 135 is a little bit on the aggressive side, but we have to get off to a little bit of a hotter start here, taking 1,000 and a 25,000. We need to win 4 wagers, a little bit above plus money to ultimately get to our goal. So guys, there we go. That is day one. Do your thing on the likes, blow this video up. Let's get the positive energy going. The more people that see this, the more people that participate. Let's crush the books. Let's end 2024 on the ultimate high note. And again, do not forget, link to the description of my website. Link is in the description, I meant to say, of my website. Red hot in the NFL right now, and I have my biggest bet of the year. Don't miss it. See you in the next video.